evening, internet, or morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this or where you're from. My name is Michael Ham, and this is Michael Ham Does Stuff, the show where Michael Ham, that's me, does stuff, and if you're lucky, things. On today's show, oh god, it never gets easier. On today's show, we're doing stuff, and that stuff is looking at our best boy, Wiccan. So, like I said, today we are looking at Wiccan, which is a costume I did here. And basically I just want to do a really quick video and show you guys some of the things I did with the Wiccan costume that were a little different from what I normally do. And yes, we are in my kitchen because, well, to be honest, because the lighting is good. So as you can probably tell, the base suit for Wiccan was just a spandex suit. This was designed on Photoshop, so all the patterns, the sort of rock texture and the spiral texture and sort of the hexagon texture on the back are all designed on Photoshop, sent to China, printed on spandex, and then sewn for me. So once I had that suit, I just took some of the lines that were on it and added paint, so like a puffed paint, and that just basically helps bring out the lines a little bit more, gives it a bit of texture. But if you ask Sean, he will tell you that it's a fucking nightmare because some of it is really shitty, and it had to actually be photoshopped, so it actually looked like straight lines. So shout out to Sean for not just always making my costumes look good, but for always making my costumes look good. And as a warning, I don't recommend using puff paint because puff paint sticks to puff paint. So as you can see here, when I try and pull my costume apart, the puff paint comes off. So yeah, that's pretty much step 1 and 2. Design the suit, get the suit printed, and put puff paint on it. Terribly. And then the next thing I did was sort of my first foray into magnets. If you look here at the sort of crystals in the middle, you can see that there are these black circles. These are actually magnets. Now originally when the suit was designed, these sort of orbs were just going to be printed on the suit, but I decided to actually make some 3-dimensional orbs that attached with magnets. So let's do this here. Okay, so what we've got here is, okay, you know what? 1 second. This is the tricky part, because it's got a back zipper. I can't cool down, got me spinning round and round. Wow, okay, so we've got the suit on now. You can see sort of the lines are okay, they kind of film well. Also, this was a long sleeve, cut the gloves off. Oh, she's a lady. Hello, my dear. So I cut the sleeves off, and it's a really rough cut. I was gonna add a seam. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about magnets. Magnets. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about magnets. I'm not actually, the camera is not at the right angle, so let's just. As you can see, there are these orbs here. And what I did was I made orbs, and I made them out of just foam here. And I painted some random balls, some random clear balls that I found, the blue color that I needed, and then I just put little slices in the back of the foam and put magnets in them so that they line up with the magnets here. So essentially, all I need to do is take this and put it there, take this, put it there, and fucking work it out. Magnets are fucking incredible. And the next thing that I want to talk about is the cape. So, no, the bracer. So this is all the same foam that I use for pretty much everything. I'll grab a piece. I couldn't grab a piece, but this is what I use, the sort of kids' floor mats. I should probably do a better video on how to do these individually, but since I'm just talking about Wiccan, I'm just gonna talk about the specifics I did for this costume. So for the bracer, I used foam, and I created the design and the pattern, and I wanted it to be kind of reminiscent of what Wiccan had, but with a bit more of a medieval flair. I used a tool called the Dremel to put in the sort of battle damage marks on it because I like everything to be kind of fucked up because it hides any real fuck-ups that I do. Basically, it's made out of foam. It's got elastics on the inside so that it stretches, and they're just hot glued. And then I just slip my hand in it, and it goes on. The gem in here is, here's my little secret, just half of an Easter egg that I cut, and it just pops in. I just cut the circle to fit the Easter egg exactly so that I can pop it in and pop it out anytime I want. Wiccan bracer. Goes on easier than it comes off. The next part I want to talk about is the cape, which is fucked up right now because I never thought I would be wearing this costume again. Let's talk about a few things. To damage it, I lit it on fire. Okay, but one of my favorite things I did with this cape was that I put a coat hanger in it. I put 2 coat hangers in it. As you can tell, this bends. And the reason I did that was because a lot of capes, when you're shooting them, you want them to look like they are blowing in the wind or sort of you're trying to create movement. So what I wanted to do was be able to create that movement without having someone have to throw my cape in the air and get a picture of it while it's up there, or without actually having to move. So what this allows me to do is take the cape and bend it in any way that I choose. So even though I'm standing still, I can have the cape be out. Or if I want it to just be down, bend it so it's down. Up, you fucking have it up. This part here is literally, this is such a cheat. This part wraps around my neck. Choke me, daddy. I am not wearing this right. Aha! Wrong side. So this wraps around my neck just to hold it in place, and then the cape can go wherever I choose to bend it to. Wiccan cape. Now obviously this looks really shitty, so I made a collar, and basically this collar is just foam, a piece of foam with some fabric wrapped around it. The spirals are just made with puff paint, and then I painted over them. And this, again, has a magnet. I've got a magnet on this side here too. Put it on, throw it over, and this way. Wiccan. So the only piece I'm currently missing from this, other than the obvious stuff like I had boots and knee pads and gloves and things that I just bought, is the headband. Now the headband was a bit tricky, and the reason I don't have it is because I threw it out because I hated it. But if you sort of look at this picture here, all the designs I did for this headband were puff paint again, and then just painted over. And all these designs I just made up. I don't know if they're right or not. It's a bit of a whim, but like most of what I do, it's all made up anyway. Cosplay, it's so much fun. Don't do it. So yeah, I guess quick overview one more time. Bracer made of foam with elastics to hold it on. Easter egg inside that pops out. Elastics allow you to just slip your hand out of it. This magnets, that comes off. This coat hanger flies around, burnt to get battle damage because it looked a little more authentic. These magnets on each side, hot glued to the suit. They just come off and stick to each other. And then a suit that is very, very poorly puff painted. And now I can take it off myself because I've been practicing. So, thank you all so much for joining us on this video, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do a few more of these in the near future. So, thanks for watching. Bye.